question our setup. But,
I think we overpacked.
So, do I have a beautiful route ahead of me today? Should be about 30-ish miles. I don't really know exactly what is out here. I've never done this trail before. Between White Wolf and Tuolumne Meadows. Should be a lot of water along the way. Tioga Pass has just opened up in the last week or two. Early in the season here, I'm looking forward to maybe some stream crossings, at least a few places where I really gotta navigate to get past the water. And it should be absolutely a spectacular day. This is one of the routes I've been looking forward to doing in the high country here, and I have finally gotten down here to do it, as I have a monster day ahead of me here on a beautiful loop through the high country of the Grand Canyon of the Tuolumne here in Yosemite National Park. So it feels like I'm about due to see a bear. I've seen maybe 20-25 bears in California, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, these states in the western part of the US, but I have not seen one in a while. So when it's early morning like this and it's super quiet, we'll see here. Got my bear radar up because this really feels like bear country here with all these downed trees, and I haven't seen a person yet, so stay tuned here. So I'm just about 5 miles in here. I made a strong right-hand turn and kind of headed down into the canyon here. Got the Hetch Hetchy area back behind me to the left with one of the most famous reservoirs in California. But now I'm definitely heading kind of into the area that feels much more like the canyon here. You can see the big drop-offs back behind me. And so far so good. Chugging along here, the day is warming up a little bit. So I've come to a junction of the trail here. We got Hetch Hetchy is 13.5 miles back behind me here. Tuolumne Meadows, 26.1 miles. That is a long ways, but it is still pretty early in the morning, so feeling good. But that is a long ways. I got an entire marathon ahead of me to get all the way out to Tuolumne Meadows. I'm 7 miles in here, heading down some pretty steep switchbacks down to Morrison Creek, which sounds like it is really pumping out some water this time of year. Definitely heard a big rumbling in the bushes back there. I have not seen a bear yet. It sounded like one. I didn't get a good view of it, so it could have been a deer, but it had that sound of a bear rumbling off through the bushes. Got these awesome views of Hetch Hetchy back behind me here. I wasn't quite sure if I was gonna get to see the reservoir too much today, but yeah, these views are terrific here. I'm gonna kind of come around the corner, I think, so I probably won't have the views for too long, but yeah, check out one of the most famous reservoirs in all of California. Oh, not what I wanted to have happen here early morning. Morrison Creek got me. Oh no, ow, feet wet, early morning. Some of those rocks were slick. I could see them, I knew they were gonna be slick, but not what you wanna have happen when you got, what, 20 plus miles ahead of you here. So yeah, first creek crossing, it was a little harder than I expected. So I'm about 8.5 miles in here. I'm still kind of shaking my head about falling into Morrison Creek. I usually don't do that. But I'll have to keep moving on here nonetheless. And I have dropped over 3,000 feet, which is a lot of elevation. I'm going down, down, down into the canyon here, which means I'm gonna have a lot of elevation to gain somewhere along the route, because I know that Tuolumne Meadows is not lower than White Wolf. So I've dropped all the way down to the rushing Tuolumne River here. I'm about 10 miles in, I've dropped about 4,500 feet. That is a long ways down, so I know I got a lot of uphill still left to come. So it feels eerily similar to Yosemite Valley here. Got all the big thick pine trees around me. I can hear the river rushing back over to my left here, except for there's 0 people. There's nobody here. I'm on the north side of 120, so I'm definitely way more out there in the wilderness. I haven't seen anybody the entire morning here. I am exactly 10 miles in. This is what you love when you get out into the backcountry, so you can really get away from all the people. I'm sure the valley is packed today on a beautiful Sunday here in the early summer. So yeah, this is absolutely amazing. Oh, there's just so much stuff that can trip you up out here. You really got to keep focused on the ground ahead of you, and when I'm trying to film and run sometimes, I just eat it and take a face plant. So I am right about mile 12, making my way across these beautiful footbridges over towards Pate Valley. Exactly 12 miles in here, going past these really cool granite slabs back behind me here. filled up my water as I was getting a little bit low, and I thought I almost stepped right on a rattlesnake, but it was actually the skin of a rattlesnake that he had shed back there when I was filled up my water. But yeah, that freaked me out a little bit.
So we were all running this morning with our packs, and we ran into this gentleman here who making us question our setup. But,
I think we overpacked.
We may have overpacked.
Well, you are going for 4 days, and I'm going for 2/3 of a day, so...
Nah, dude, we're running to Tuolumne Meadows right now.
Yeah, don't worry. We've given him all the motivation he needs to run a little bit faster. We noticed how slow he was running, so we wanted to make sure he sped up a little bit.
Woohoo! Yeah! Starting to get out to some of these big waterfalls here. Woo! Check it out! Oh, these waterfalls are just rushing here in the early summer. So nice. I think some people assume that you're going to do the same pace when you're out here on these kind of trails or close to it than when you're training at home. No way. Unless you train in the mountains every day. But I mean, this trail with all the granite and everything, I mean, if I can get out 7-minute miles at home on the bike trail, there's no way I'm going to get out anything close to 7-minute miles out here. I mean, just your footing, the uphills, the downhills. I mean, I think maybe double that, maybe more. You're gonna be hiking a lot of the way, so you gotta factor in way more time than you would even if you're a great runner when you come out to these kind of trails in Yosemite. Woohoo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Ah, so much water! There's nothing quite like the sound of a waterfall in the early season. It's still early summer, late spring here. They just opened Tioga Pass about a week or two ago, so the water's really flowing. I mean, you just feel the power. I mean, it puts you in your place. Makes you feel like an ant in the world, which I love. Oh, not much better than that. Fun running into a group of guys back there. The first people I've seen all day.
I think we overpacked.
14 and a half miles in. That shows you, even in Yosemite, you can definitely get out and away from people pretty quickly when you head out into the backcountry. Woo! 16 miles in the books. Feeling a little bit worked, but still pretty good. Got a lot of miles up ahead of me though. This loop has got a really nice mix of the big granite slabs and the open views that remind you a lot of the main spots in Yosemite. And it's got a lot of nice, these kind of carpeted areas that remind me of the Yosemite Valley. I'm almost 19 miles in, back down to the Tuolumne River behind me here. I am looking forward to some more shady spots. It's getting warm. It's probably 75 up in the high country, maybe 80, 85 down here. I'm at about 22 miles, feeling a little gassed here. I haven't done really much more than 20 miles, kind of in the last 6 months, 8 months, so starting to feel a little low on energy here, but loading up with the peanut butter and jelly. Looking forward to getting up to Waterwheel Falls and LeConte Falls, which are coming up. Hopefully that kind of revives me, getting up there, up to some of the beautiful waterfalls here. After 22 miles, I couldn't resist anymore. That river's just been too enticing the entire way, so I had to jump in. Nice little pool here, it was pretty calm. Oh, that felt so good. Whew. Whew. I'm making my way up to Waterwheel Falls, the waterfall that I'd heard about the most on this route before starting it. You can hear it thundering down from up above, so let's go check it out. So Waterwheel Falls was absolutely amazing. About a mile up, part of the trail here, I'm getting up to LeConte Falls, which looks to be pretty spectacular in its own right. Yeah! LeConte Falls! So I am 24 and a half miles in here, getting close to the marathon mark at 26.2 miles. Nice to have Waterwheel Falls and LeConte Falls to look forward to all day. That was really spectacular, those two back to back there. The fresh legs that I felt early this morning are long gone. The run has turned more into a shuffle here. If I can shuffle, I will. If not, I will hike. Not too much gas left in the tank. It's the warmest time of the day, basically. I'm trying to keep myself cool and stay positive. So even though I'm pretty exhausted, I love it. So I really enjoy just being out here in nature, feeling so alive, feeling in the moment. You're just focusing on one step at a time. It seems like it really helps. It puts things in perspective. Our lives have gotten so comfortable in the cities and the suburbs and everything for a lot of us in, you know, the more developed world. And so when I come out here, I truly feel alive. I mean, I feel pain, I feel cold, I feel hot, I feel tired, I feel hungry, I feel thirsty. But most of all, I just feel that sense of nature all around me, which just carries me forward and makes me feel so much more alive than any four walls or any building could ever make me feel. So I'm here at mile 27 at the Glen Allen High Sierra Camp. Looks like they are not opening up this year. There's really nobody up here.
It is everyone's favorite time of the day. At mile 27, and I'm busting out the trail mix. Finished my peanut butter jelly sandwich. I'm amazed I went 27 miles on just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Tuolumne Falls! The waterfalls just keep coming and coming and coming. I gotta say, I'm just blown away by the number of massive waterfalls on this route, especially the second half of the route, closer to Tuolumne Meadows. I mean, they are just one after another, after another, after another. Seems like the Tuolumne River just comes cascading down every couple of miles into another just perfect, huge, rushing waterfall. So the guy back there about a half mile said if I wade across, I can shortcut a little bit of the trail and hopefully find a fisherman's trail that heads up on the other side. That'll save me maybe a couple extra miles going all the way out to Tuolumne Meadows. So let's give it a shot. Whew. I do not know if I picked the best route. I'm literally swimming across this thing. Swimming, 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 trying to keep my shoes dry. That was wet. That was wetter than I wanted. Oh boy, that was really wet. So now I don't feel so bad. The guy who gave me the tip, who came right behind me, went at the exact same spot and he did a little bit of swimming too, so. That's the same spot I swam too. Right there. I wasn't the only one. Feels like I'm getting close to the Tuolumne Meadows area. Got some of these big meadows opening up behind me with those beautiful green colors. Look at the water here in the afternoon sun. What a day. I am at 30 and a half miles here. I'm making my way cross country back towards Tioga Pass. Seems like kind of an appropriate way to finish the day. So I get a little bit of everything here. My goodness, what a route here. Point to point. Assuming I can get a ride. I'm gonna try to hitch a ride here. Just a spectacular route. I mean, the first half was a little more running with the downhill and to get some of those nice views of Hetch Hetchy, but that second half was just spectacular. Right alongside the Tuolumne River with one waterfall after the next, after the next, after the next. I mean, Waterwheel Falls, LeConte Falls, Tuolumne Falls, White Cascade Falls. If you can do this in the first few weeks when Tioga Pass opens, I would highly recommend it. Thankfully, I didn't step on any rattlesnakes, and I only swam once at the end there, swimming across this thing. What a day, what a day. In the Grand Canyon of the Tuolumne, or the Grand Canyon of Yosemite. I'm at Highway 120 Tioga Pass. I really hope somebody will pick me up here and take me back to my car, because this would be a long way to walk if I can't find someone to pick me up. She picked me up after about 2 minutes of waiting and gave me a ride for, I don't know, 20 miles or so down to White Wolf.
I've been climbing the past 2 days and then I found him on the side of the road.
And after 31 miles, I am back at the van. Oh, hallelujah.
If you like my travel and outdoors videos, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And thanks for your support as I visit every country in the world.